Longtime Clinton hand Donna Brazile, Democratic strategist, wanted to replace Hillary Clinton with Joe Biden on the Democratic ticket when she was head of the DNC during the presidential election last year. If you can believe that. Hey, everybody, I'm Steve Green with Bill Whittle and Scott Ott. This is Right Angle on Donna Brazile and the Civil War in the Democratic Party, brought to you by the paying members of BillWhittle.com. Listen, I'm not exaggerating, gents, about the Joe Biden thing. There's a quote right here. She writes, "Again and again, I thought about Joe Biden." She said, "No matter my doubts and my fears about the election and Hillary as a candidate, I could not make good on that threat to replace her." And this is the best part. There's been all of this hand-wringing on Twitter and in some of the opinion columns where people believe that if they had actually replaced Hillary with Joe Biden in the middle of a campaign, he wasn't even in the primary, that if they just betrayed all those millions of Democratic voters and stuck some new guy on the ticket, that we'd have President Biden today instead of President Trump. Bill, are Democrats just so deeply disillusioned that they'll buy anything at this point?
Well, they sure are dumb.
I'll go with that. I like that.
Let me just pick an example of maybe the dumbest thing I've ever heard spoken in this country. Who said this?
I hope it wasn't me.
It was Joe Biden. When Joe Biden was trying to get people to not buy AR-15s, he said you should go out and buy a double-barreled shotgun. That's what you should use for home defense. You should go buy a double-barreled shotgun. Unfortunately, which is an excellent weapon for home defense, Unfortunately for Joe, he decided to continue with the operational instructions. And he said, go buy yourself a double-barreled shotgun, and when an assailant knocks on your door, because they always do that respectfully, then, I'm not making this up, he says, then open the door and fire 2 rounds into the air. At which point, you have a club. Joe, why not just save some money and buy the club?
Yeah.
You want to throw something in the air? Throw, what happened in the air? Throw that in the air. So anyway, look, Joe Biden's is just the fact that she wanted Joe Biden is telling me that this book isn't serious, Steve. First of all, I hope Donna Brazile's health insurance and life insurance are paid fully. That's my first concern. I'm half joking about that.
But well, no, don't be half joking. She wrote in the book that she was scared for her own life after Seth Richards.
Well, she should be.
Yeah.
Because the coincidences are starting to get a little thick out there. And all I would just say about this is, if she's complaining about corruption in the Democratic Party, I hope she's scribbling notes about corruption as she's handing Hillary Clinton the CNN debate questions ahead of the debate. This looks to me like a kind of scurry for cover. It's essentially really the same version of what Hillary's been doing since the election, and that wasn't my fault. I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, everybody else is to blame. Scott, for me, I think the most delicious part of this is after the Clinton machine went on the attack against Donna Brazile, who's been doing their dirty work of the DNC and elsewhere for, as I said, 25 years now. She played the race card. She said they treated her like a slave at the DNC. Is this just delicious irony? I mean, I don't know how they actually treated her, but to see this blue on blue violence, rhetorical violence of Donna Brazile playing the race card against her fellow Democrats. How many wheels are left on this clown car?
People have often criticized the Republican Party because they can never seem to get together and support the things that are important to them and see it all the way through to completion. And my defense of the Republican Party has always been, well, at least we have a party where there is open debate and dissent. And the Democratic Party has always marched in lockstep. As you can see, the news story said after Donna Brazile came out with her comments about several of the things that are coming out about this book, it said there were 100 senior Clinton advisors who signed a letter that basically said Donna Brazile's a kook and she's lying. And immediately I went, that's why Hillary Clinton lost. She had 100 senior advisors.
Right. But her bitter clinger representative person was one hipster at a Brooklyn office.
Yeah. That's right. Well, they're eating her. They're eating Donna Brazile alive now. They are just completely destroying this woman who stepped in at an awful time for the party that was caused by Hillary Clinton herself and her top associates, because Debbie Wasserman Schultz had to be forced out because the emails revealed that the Democratic Party at the top levels was actually conspiring against Bernie Sanders to get the nomination. By the way, the other groundbreaking, I think, blockbuster news in Donna Brazile's book, if she's even telling the truth, is the fact that Barack Obama left the Democratic Party deeply in debt after his presidential bid. Hillary Clinton came in and bailed it out with her campaign money. So she had to pay off Barack Obama's debt while he was running around organizing for America and raising millions and millions. So she pays off that before the primaries. So she now controls, and she decided where money would be spent in the Democratic committee before and during the primaries, when Bernie Sanders was supposed to be on an equal footing contesting for this. So anyway, the whole thing is, I don't believe any of them. I think they're all lying. But for one of the rare moments in history, you're seeing the Democratic Party actually openly saying, those people are a bunch of scoundrels. No, those people are a bunch of scoundrels. Don't believe them, believe me. And I don't know if I can be happy about that half of America has been hoodwinked by these people who are all a bunch of scoundrels. But at least, maybe a little sunshine would make a nice disinfectant.
Yeah, listen, Scott, I'm glad you brought up that angle about the DNC becoming a wholly owned subsidiary of Clinton Incorporated, because that's certainly what the Clintons have been trying to get back to ever since Obama beat her in the primaries in 2008. But who knows if Donna Brazile's book is 100% honest? Let's just say maybe it's 50. Okay, let's give her that. She's been in the spin machine for so long. I'm not sure she knows fact from fiction anymore. That said, I do think her book is an honest attempt to try and save the DNC, to save the Democratic Party from this corrupt Clinton machine, and maybe even try and save it from the Obama-Sanders progressive wing, which has just decimated it nationwide over the 2 terms that Obama was president. They lost 1,000 seats across the nation, governorships, state houses, all the rest, just in total disarray. So whether or not Donna Brazile can do this with one little book, I have no idea. I kind of doubt it. You got to respect the attempt. But watching all this infighting just makes me want to pop some corn. And that is your right angle on Donna Brazile's blockbuster book, Hacks, aptly named. And this is Steve Green for Bill Whittle and Scott Ott. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. And hey, we are so close to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Subscribe. Maybe you could be the 100,000.